Welcome back to Queensland Raceway for round two of the My Bike Motorcycle Insurance Australian Superbike Championship. We've been joined by our three place getters for the round, plus our special guest, Arthur Sissis. I'm going to get straight into it. We've got a lot to talk about. Mike Jones, the bike, pretty much flawless. The round, flawless. What is there to add? But do add something.
Yes, look, the weekend went very well. Obviously, the goal is always to come here and take pole position in both race wins. And the Yamaha racing team gave me a fantastic opportunity to do that this weekend by giving us plenty of testing leading up to it. And the guys put in a massive effort to get us as quick and make me as comfortable as possible on the bike. So Friday practice went really well, topping all the sessions, and then come out swinging for pole position on Saturday, and then both race wins today for the overall. So taking the championship points lead is a good bonus for us, and hopefully we can roll on that momentum into the next round.
Yes, just to that effect, I'll now read the official points position. Leading is Mike Jones on 86, Brian Starring on 70, Josh Waters 67, Wayne Maxwell 64, Glenn Allerton 61, and our special guest Arthur Sissis on 57. So turning straight to you, Wayne Maxwell, you came into the round seventh, plenty to do. As we talked a little earlier, and you said this is, a really good round outcome overall for you, despite the fact you weren't on the top step.
Yeah, look, for us, it was a struggle. It's not a track that I normally go good at, so to come away with second at the round is really good. So obviously, Mike had a stellar round. When you give guys like Mike or Brian or any of these guys a head start in the championship, it's really hard to make up. So we're going to have to knuckle down and try to start to win some races from Wakefield and onwards. So those tracks are sort of more suited to my style, and we hope to be able to convert and be able to come out and try to clinch back a few points. And it's tightening up at the top of the championship when you sort of looked at. When you look at how you think it's going to roll out over the next few rounds, she's going to be pretty tight, and I think it's going to be exciting for the championship.
Take us through those two races, though. You were well involved, as you like to say, but then late in the race, the bike started to go away from you. Was that the front tyre or a little bit of exhaustion, the heat? What was
I did struggle on the front all weekend. It was my major complaint, and especially in race two, we went the wrong way with the bike, so I sort of struggled a little bit there. So, I think I just overloaded the front tyre more so. The way Mike rode the track was like flawless and really smooth. I was nowhere near as consistent and as accurate as he was. So, that showed in the results.
All right, well, we'll move across to Josh Waters. Josh, third overall. I'd given you a bit of a razz in the press release ahead of this, saying, you'd got the top three for qualifying in Phillip Island and not converted a podium all weekend. And here we are, third podium. Must be feeling pretty good and getting on top of things.
Yeah, it's great. My only second hit out with the team, and still getting to learn the bike, and to be on the podium already. And like you said, third in the championship it's better than what I expected. So I'm a racer though. I'm going to try my hardest, and we all want to win. So that's the aim. So just keep trying, and hopefully can keep building.
Now, talking about working with the team, they've had a tough weekend. Glenn Allerton's bike obviously having an electrical issue, and then having to cobble together an engine yesterday. Was that a distraction for you, or were you able to just work with your team and get the job done?
No, I've got a small little crew, and they just focused on my side of the pit, and then once they were done, they got in and helped the other side. But yeah, big thanks to my side, and hopefully the next round I'll have my full crew back. But huge team, I wouldn't be here without them, and also all my personal sponsors.
Yeah, just to continue that point, you're on the BMW this year. How's that been for you?
Yeah, it's been great. I'd like to stay on the same kind of bike for more than the last couple of years. I've jumped manufacturers, so I really enjoy riding this bike. For sure, the technology of the electronics and so on is like another level, so I need to trust it a little bit more to get the best out of it.
All right, we'll move across the bloke to your left. Arthur, welcome first of all to the press conference for the first time this year. What a difference a good start makes, huh?
Yeah, well, I made a bad start in the first one, but I was up the front anyway, like in sixth place, so it wasn't a bad start, but I didn't have the pace to keep with Josh and them two. They were gone, but I think Josh then Herfoss passed me, and I couldn't stay with him, so it was a bit of a lonely race. But my team looked at the data after the race, and we come up with a bit of a solution that I was having problems with, and the second race it seemed to work. So
Yeah, take us through the process for your team because, you know, you're a single bike privateer team. You were good at the bend. It went
got
really
two
well.
bikes now.
Two bikes. Well, single rider perhaps is a better way of describing it. And you qualified. I mean, the bend was a good for you last year, but that was a bit of a home court advantage as well. Coming to Phillip Island, a bit of a mixed round, but you seem to, you know, it really feels like. And if we think about the press release that was written about you beforehand, it was said Arthur contends for the 10, but really this year's the year he needs to strike for the top 5. And here we are getting closer to that with this round.
Yeah, Tailem Bend obviously was a good weekend until the race, well, until it got stopped and I had a few problems, and then I got taken out. And I think I don't know if it knocked my confidence a bit, but because I was doing so well, and then it was the first time that I was going to get on the podium, and then it all got taken away. But Phillip Island I was sick a few weeks before, and I didn't really feel too well. But yeah, we come here for a test, I think 2 months ago, last month, and to learn the track, and we're starting to get our bearings around the Yamaha and the new tyres, and yeah, it's getting there.
What's been the biggest challenge here? Because, you know, we've heard everybody talk about the front end. Was it the same for you?
No, I felt really good with the front end. It was more the rear. I don't know if it's my size, but I can't get much grip. So we've been struggling with that quite a bit, and my guys changed a bit for the last race, and I think the race was a bit slower anyway. The last race it was a bit hotter, but it seemed to work better. So.
All right, we're going to turn it over to the media in attendance here today. I think Matt from AMCN, you've got a question.
Yeah, thanks. Matt O'Connell, AMCN. My question's for Mike. Can you tell us a bit about the Yamaha's performance? Like, we know that you've tested here a lot and you're well prepared, but it looks like the Yamaha and the BMW have bridged the gap, the performance gap to the Ducati. Does it feel like that?
Yeah, I suppose the circuit plays a part of that. You know, Phillip Island's such a big open flowing track, so I think that the Ducatis, having ridden the Ducati in the past, they're really good at the higher in the RPM. That's where they make their power. Whereas the Yamaha, for me, it's got a good bottom end, really punchy off the bottom, and so I think that it really suits the tighter tracks. I know that Queensland Race has got long straights on it, but the handling of the R1 allows me to carry good mid-turn speed, and therefore that extra punch that you get off the bottom, you're not hurting as bad on the straight. We're able to match the speed of our competitors. So that's what I think the differences are.
Yeah, I guess that's something for our readers to explain to them. Is that it does look like there's a lot of straights, so looks like a horsepower track, but maybe not.
Yeah, look, it does look that way because there is so much straight section, but really the momentum in the middle of the turn is what's so crucial, and a couple extra k's an hour in the middle of that corner, and then that leads to the drive off the turn. You don't have to accelerate the acceleration isn't as critical, but when you've got the punch there, as you get off the turn, it doesn't affect you so badly down the end of the straight. If you've got a bike that's got more power coming from a slower speed, having to use that acceleration try and catch you down the straight. So that's where the difference is. And like I said, Phillip Island, it's such a big open flowing track, and like the straight's quite a lot longer, so you can really sort of use the legs of the more powerful bike at the top end.
Cool, thanks. Hey, do you feel like you've set the standard for Parc Fermé burnouts?
Yeah, well, hey, look, I haven't won in a while, and Yamaha haven't either, so, you've got to celebrate. It doesn't come around where you can, win both races and, have a perfect weekend, take pole position, win both races and take the round win, so you've got to celebrate and give the guys some excitement and, home crowd, friends and family are here, so put on a bit of a show, why not?
Cool.
G'day, Mike. Trevor Hedge, mcnews.com.au. I just want to back up Matt's comments. Congrats on the burnout. Pro tip, click a few more gears next time. But the world always needs more wheelies and burnouts. We can't have enough. Fantastic performance this weekend. Just amazing. Wayne, third in that race. I don't know if you know, over the course of race distance, you averaged half a second a lap quicker than Wayne, which to do at any track's pretty epic. What's the plan from here going forward before, basically between here and Wakefield Park for testing and you and YRT?
Yeah, so we've got a 2-day test, I believe, at Wakefield Park coming up in a couple of weeks, which is, I believe, all the competitors will be there. So be a chance for us to, get there and take the bike that we've got, and for me to sort of get back and familiar with that circuit, because the bike's capable of doing it. There's no doubt about it. And even at this circuit here, the difference really comes down to the way that I ride the bike. So when I get to Wakefield Park, we've got a good solid couple of days to get some testing in, and I believe if I I can get my eye in there, then we'll be we'll be competitive there as well with come the race round.
Great. All right. Congratulations to you all, and it's great that we had a safe race weekend.
All right, well, thank you, Trevor. Well, that concludes the press conference part of this weekend. I know everybody's got flights to catch. Josh Waters put in a special note that he wanted to go home early. But thank you all for your attendance. Thank you to our fans for their questions and attendance this weekend. But from here in Queensland for round 2 of the 2022 MyBike Motorcycle Insurance Australian Superbike Championship, it's goodbye.